People who have worked for the ultra-wealthy, what are some of their deepest, darkest secrets? I did a week worth of work on the ranch of the guy who invented the fleshlight. Man was loaded. He had a giant house with a Spanish fountain out front, a spa or gym or office with a huge Roman-style pool and statuary, an attached walled garden with stone Buddha statue and an Indian tiger tower, a massive barn, and his own disco or club. It was quite the compound. His dark secret was that he was kinda boring and down to earth for what he's famous for. Every day he'd drive a UTV around and look at the birds. His wife was quite nice too, though maybe a little out of touch. She complained about how hard it was to buy legitimate antiques, the aforementioned statues, etc., because countries were cracking down on exporting cultural relics. They treated me well, would come around to check and see if I had enough water, would come chat with me for a bit each day. Honestly, pretty nice people. Worked for 3- for billionaires. Was in construction management and did multi-year remodels of some homes and some new builds. I've been on their jets, yachts, visited 3 of their 9 homes, drove their cars, helped move Picassos across the 30,000 scuffed house. You name it. My biggest takeaways are 1, that many of them have no real understanding how the real world works, and 2, it's often a lonely, fearful, and sad life. They stress over who is trying to take advantage of them. My wealthiest client ever drove a Prius because she was afraid of being targeted. They paid to have 24/7 security at the house cause they fear the eat the rich crowd and live in paranoia. Their kids have nothing to aspire to, no dreams, and any accomplishments are mere expectations. I got out of it cause the stress was unbearable when pulling a rabbit out of your ass becomes what you're known for, and the expectations are that you will always be able to do that. They throw money at your bosses and your boss agrees to the impossible, and then you have to get it done. I worked at a place that sold very expensive watches and jewelry which was frequented by the rich and famous. I would get in trouble sometimes because I didn't recognize them basketball players' wives. For example, these were a specific type of rich person, the ones who wanted others to know exactly how rich they were. I learned that there are brands that cater specifically to these people and are mostly only recognized within their own circles. A lot of ultra-wealthy people don't dress up when they go out. They can be plain or even sloppy. It was important to never assume someone's status. They are petty and will throw you under the bus in a millisecond if it will even slightly benefit them. While I worked there, I was screamed at, had things thrown at me. I saw grown men throw huge tantrums. They do it because they know they will get something out of it. Your work had to be beyond perfection because they would purposely try to find faults to exploit. I hated that their behavior was always rewarded. I preferred it when their assistants were the ones we helped. Many of them seem incredibly isolated and lonely. Some would come and talk politics at us because they had no one else who would listen. Though, to be honest, we weren't allowed to express any of our own thoughts, so it was pretty one-sided conversation. I managed a Blockbuster a long time ago that was on the border between a lower middle class and a rich neighborhood. One day, some middle-aged guy started yelling and threatening to fight one of my employees. He was being an abusive prick, so I went to find out what the deal was. Guy was screaming over a $2.14 late fee. I mean, just absolutely plastering insults all over my employee. I told him he owed it fair and square, and to pay or get out or I would call the cops. He stormed off cursing loud enough for the whole store to hear. I step outside to make sure he leaves and watch in shock as he gets into a pristine white Rolls Royce. That lesson stuck with me. A friend was a private chef in Malibu to a super wealthy family, and they not only left their messes and garbage everywhere, they wouldn't even close the cabinets and drawers that they opened. The housekeeper said they wouldn't flush the toilets after using them either. So gross. Had to entertain an oligarch for an afternoon once, but had no idea he was a alleged oligarch with destroy the world amounts of wealth. The only secret I gleaned was you never know who somebody is. He dressed, acted, and enjoyed in all the ways a normal person on a budget would. I didn't get the impression that was an act for me, but he definitely appreciated that I didn't know or give a fuck who he was. I took him to a dive bar and for tacos after. My boss said the oligarch reported a great time and made sure I got the recognition. I did a personal IT service for an incredible wealthy guy in Tucson. House overlooking the city from the foothills, 8 feet single pane windows, etc. He had a ranch of at least 40,000 acres in Texas, and most of his was from oil. His biggest secret was that he knew most people only liked him for his wealth, including his present wife, 2 kids and 2 step-kids, and they'd cut ties in a heartbeat if it disappeared.